Welcome to Speak Up, the BPP University Students Association podcast. I'm Dan Scrace, and I'm excited to help you navigate your student journey. Welcome back, guys, to another episode. My name's Dan Scrace, and today we have a very special guest, the president of the Student Association. So this episode is called Getting to Know Your Student President, and it gives you, the listener, an opportunity to get to know the man behind the face. And I'm sure many of you will have met him and seen posters and so on, but here's a really good opportunity to get to know what makes him tick and his journey into BPP and life before BPP. Welcome, Jaimin. How are you doing?
So, hello everyone, I'm Jaimin Darji and I am the president of the BPP Student Association, and thank you so much, Dan, for this wonderful introduction. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm chilled. I'm really looking forward to this. I was just saying before we started recording that me and Jaimin know each other fairly well in my role as student voice rep. So unlike kind of many of our guests before, I feel like, this might have a little bit of a different tone. We're more friends. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Jaimin, we were chatting a few weeks back, and you were telling me a little bit about your life before BPP. You're from India, and I just wanted, I think the listeners would benefit from getting to know your life before BPP. Kind of, you're in your 20s now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds. So where do you come from? What have you done before? This isn't your first rodeo. You've had quite an accomplished career already, and you've been a student at BPP as well. Tell me your origin story.
So, this is the first time that I'm going to tell someone to my story, and maybe this is going to be hilarious. I don't know from where to start, but yeah. So since I was a child, I seen my father to struggle a lot for a few amount of money per day. We belongs to the family like the Jaimin Darji. The Darji, that means the tailor, and my father was doing the tailoring and a lot of things. So yeah, we struggle a lot with a lot of money. Sometimes we can't even afford the milk for the day sometimes. So since I was a child, 12-year-old, there was something in my mind that I was thinking while looking at my father, at the end of the day, nobody knows how hard you hustle for your goals, how lonely you feel at the time, how much all the daily pressure that you face. And maybe that's because I was a child and I have witnessed a lot of struggle. My family had hard time securing the food and proper shelter. I learned early on that money seems to be everything in life. It feels like if you had money, you could solve any problem.
Yeah.
Growing up, I dream of becoming a doctor. Basically, I'm from the India, and when it comes to my country, okay, if you are a doctor and you are an engineer, a proper and good one, then definitely you're gonna make a lot amount of money. So that was my dream, to become a doctor. And however, my father started working at a small private school for a very low salary. It was after 5 years of a hard struggle, he started a small job as a primary teacher in a private school.
Did he stop his tailoring business at that point? Did he close that?
No. He used to do both.
Oh wow!
The daytime he used to do the school job, and when he came back after 5 to maybe midnight one sometime. It was he also started tuition classes as well. I helped him by teaching maths and science when I was 17, because I used to do my science. So at that time I was very good in science and maths. So I managed to complete my higher secondary education with a 70%, which is, I can say, really good. But not even enough for the qualification or the qualify for the medical school, which required over 90%. Under the family pressures to start working soon and contribute to our household income, I pursued a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. And during my bachelor's study, I discovered many students struggle to understand scientific concept, and the teacher inside me maybe awakened as I began helping them. And I graduated my bachelor with a 75%, and still with the unfulfilled dream of becoming a doctor.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
Because I guess, did you sort of think that if you got a really, like, I mean, 75% is fantastic, but if you'd got
definitely.
like 90% in that, then you could have then said, hey, now can I go to medical
Yeah,
school?
definitely. And
Right,
even
okay.
even with the 70%, I can be like, I can get admission in a medical, like in a private schools, but the
Yeah.
fees is like, oh my God.
Yeah. No, I understand.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I decide at that time when I got to know, okay, that is something inside me because I used to motivate my peers and sometimes I used to teach my friends as well. So I decided to become a teacher and completed my master's degree in 2019 with 72%. And this time I was genuinely happy
Yeah. Yeah. No,
because now
fantastic.
I decided like what I need to do. And my first job as a chemistry teacher was literally rewarding because without zero experience, I started this job and two of my students scored over 90% in the chemistry.
Hey.
And that was so fantastic, like reward for me. And
Yeah. I mean that's a bit of an insight into the impact that we hopefully students have in BPP, that we, do the teachers proud by going out and getting those big marks, right?
definitely,
Being able to
definitely.
achieve. Yeah.
And yeah, and in my second year, like 75 of my students achieved the same.
For
That's
real.
the history of the school actually.
That's a historic record for that
Yeah,
school,
historic
that
record. Yeah,
there's
definitely. In the history of
way
the school, it's like
okay.
first time
Big
that
deal.
whole batch got more than 90 marks in the chemistry. And then I changed the jobs and continued to see excellent result. And during this time, I also earned a bachelor's in education as well.
Oh wow. So
That's
you've
my third
already,
degree.
at this point you're in India and you've already got 3 degrees.
Yes.
Okay.
So one
So
bachelor in chemistry, second bachelor in education, one master in organic chemistry.
just greedy, isn't it? Just greedy,
And
frankly.
yeah, at the same time, October 22, I decided to move to the UK and started my journey again as a student at BPP and
Yeah.
pursuing the MSc management with the project management with PDP.
So, and you finished that now, right?
Yeah,
So you
finished
have
with a
two
distinction.
masters and two, finished with distinction. Jeez, okay. More applause and more fireworks, I think. That's
So I'm
awesome.
stick
That's
to
awesome.
distinction since like when I was in my higher education. In science, I
Oh,
got 70, again in a bachelor, again in a
yeah,
master.
yeah, yeah. No, it's fantastic. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've grown up in the UK. I've had Indian friends, but I've never visited India. So I don't know, like, I don't have first-hand experience of the education system or really of society and community in India. But my perception is that although we have inequality in the UK, and there are definitely, we have incredibly rich private schools and we have really poorly funded state schools, in India, it's on a different scale because the population is so much bigger, and what poor means is very different to what poor means in the UK generally, on average. I mean, I know that there's people in the UK who also starve, but in India, the proportion of people who struggle in poverty and struggle to find food and, secure a safe shelter, all
Definitely.
these things is different. So that, yeah, I mean, I've got kind of goosebumps with the kind of, the feeling that you've seen firsthand the impact of opportunity, right? And then your entire career so far has been about spreading that opportunity and giving other people the opportunity to go like a leg up, basically, but, through education, through people being able to kind of make more of themselves by gaining qualifications, by gaining knowledge of the world. So no, yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
that's so cool.
Even sometime like people used to make a lot of money when they start that job as a like in a chemical industries, right?
Hmm.
And my subject was also the chemistry, but sometime like my mom used to ask me like, why you select the teaching field, though you can make a good money in a company and everything. Then I ask her, like I tell her, like, see, because of a lot of issue, I couldn't make myself able to become a doctor, but
Hmm.
I don't now I
Yeah.
don't need money. I
Yeah.
need actual doctor in this world, so I can see a lot of Jaimin inside them.
Yeah, for sure. No, I get you. You brought us neatly just now to your education in BPP and your masters, and I was just wondering, it came to towards the end of your masters, and the role of student president came up. What made you want to do that role? What excited you about that?
Since 2019, I'm really attached with the students. We used to ask their personal problem as well, like if I can help in any way, like whether it's a financial problem or something, anything. So that was my journey, like as I'm very attached to the students. Like when I came to here, my real goal to came to the UK is get to know the education system because I'm very close to the education. And but when I came here, like everything is changed because who knows what's happening in the next step. When I see there is a lot of students struggling with many issues, like they even don't how to get into the university as well, like they don't know the like transportation system as well. Sometimes when
Sure.
they came here, they are like struggling with the classes. Sometimes they are struggling with the understanding of the concept. And every time, like when I was a student here within the BPP, I used to sit outside in the communal area. Okay, let's say my lecture is 9 to 11, so I used to sit like 9 to 5 the whole day, and used to
Okay.
help all the students. Okay, what's your problem? Okay, how I can help you?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, because see the many students that what I seen here like faces a lot of language barriers. Sometimes
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
understand what student support want to say, and sometimes they can't deliver what exactly they want to deliver to them. So that's like I try to become the bridge of that gap, I can say.
Sure. So
And
you can
then I
facilitate.
realized, okay, yeah, I used to ask them like, is there any vacancy even in a student support? That the way that I can help to the student. And when I was like scrolling the vacancies and then I got to know, okay, there is a vacancy for the student president. And I say, yeah, this is something that I want to
Yeah,
help the
yeah, yeah.
student. And then applied for this role. And yeah, there was fantastic interviews and everything. And that's inspired me really to help the students. That's my goal here actually.
I mean, you've touched on it a little bit there, but I was wondering what impact do you feel you've had as president, and also how has the role impacted on you? How have you changed? What have you learned as a result of the last many months that you've been in the role?
Comes to the impact, I can say the BPP like mostly like we do have international student, and I'm also the international. Even as a student president, I can say it's my biggest achievement to serve as the first interim student president of the BPP Students Association, and
Yes.
also I get a chance to like the being the member of the boards and committee meeting and to get the opportunity to represent the students' voice in the like a decision making process. So the
For
students'
sure.
perspective is also go along with that decision as well. And as a like impact, I can say as an international, like what happened when students comes to the here, like the UK, lot of like aspirations and the dream. Okay, I'm going to the London, I'm going to the UK, I'll be by the golden house, I'll be the millionaire and something like that. But
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
when they came to the here, like everything is changed, everything is different, and it's really hurt
Jarring.
them. And
Yeah.
then they like suffering through the lots of mental health issue, loneliness,
Yeah.
like homesickness and lot of things. And the way their mentalities change, if 0.1%, if I can make the big impact in that journey, that's enough for me.
Um, I was just wondering, kind of. I mean, we've heard a lot about the kind of key highlights, but not all of your everyday is going to look like that. What does your average day look like? Not just looking at your own kind of work stuff, but also looking at your home life. Like, are you an early morning riser, or do you struggle out of bed at like 8:30 and just about cope with the fact that you've got to be in work at 9? How do things go for you?
I used to wake up like 6:20 exactly.
Hey, okay, that's really
Just
random.
because like my wife is working with the she's like working with the health and care company, and she used to go like leave our house like 7.
Yeah, yeah.
So when she wake up, I used to make a tea for her, some breakfast for her,
Hey,
and
we're the
yeah,
same person. Literally, I've always been kind of a morning person, but I used to wake up about 7 or half 7 before I met my partner. And then I met her and she's a carer. So therefore I
yeah,
would get up earlier so we could chill out and have a coffee together. And like, then she can go off for her work and I can carry on with my work. And yeah, no, fair play to
great,
you. That's cool.
yeah. So yeah, tea, some breakfast, and after that, when she leave for her job, after that, I used to do the prayer and then leave the house for the job.
Awesome.
Struggling a lot with
Awesome.
the metro sometime. Because this is today even like the journey from my house to the here is like just 35 minutes, and I was like traveling since like 1.5 hours.
Oh, she's
So
okay, okay,
sometimes we have
okay.
to struggle a
So
lot with the
So,
transportation as well.
so are you like you saying that now your commute is an hour and a half, or your commute is only 35 normally?
35 normally.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we've had a fair few problems with the underground in London, I think,
A lot.
sometimes. But you can work from home as well, so
Yeah,
hopefully it's
definitely.
some
But I love to be
flexibility.
in a campus mostly.
Yeah, no, I get
As
you. I
my
get you.
role is like involving with the students, and definitely I love to chat with them every
No,
day.
for sure. I get you. I get you. Yeah.
Talking wise, like since I started my job, like every president's come up with their different goal and the mindset. And since I started my job since February 24, and my priority is to raise the students' voice profile and also to look after the students' well-being as well. So to raising the students' voice profile, we established many initiatives. I can say, like, we used to facilitate the monthly president and a dean meeting, monthly meeting with the vice chancellor, then monthly student parliament meeting. I think you
Yeah.
are also part of the meeting, and
Yeah.
love to listen students voice feedback form. That is our like achievement as a team, definitely involving the students voice team. Also we do facilitate the regular meeting with the deputy vice chancellor, welcome lunches, focus groups, and we just published our student written submission. Yeah, these are the things that we are doing to raise the students' voice profile.
Sounds
Yeah,
like you've had a really busy day sometimes, right?
definitely.
Like you're
Sometime.
in meetings like back to back some days, I imagine, right?
Oh, yesterday, because it
Oh,
was like
bless you.
back-to-back
Yeah,
meetings.
yeah. Full on. Um, and my last question for you, Jaimin, looking ahead to the future, I believe you're coming to the end of your time as student president in the next month, this in August 24, right? What
Definitely.
advice would you give for the next student president, the future, based on everything that you've learned so far?
So, advice, I can say, just be in touch with the students because they really needs you. Because
Okay.
sometimes like students really wonder like to whom to contact, to whom to reach out, or how to reach out the student president. And definitely for that we started the Love to Listen, where now any students can book like one-to-one call with the student president and talk about what's going on or whatever their mind.
Has that been popular? Have you? Because I remember you announcing that a while back, and I thought it was really cool. Have people taken advantage of that?
Yeah, definitely. We got many call from the students about that. So most of the time they are seeking the help for the academic misconduct, or they are like not aware what to do. So in such cases, like if something that's like falls out of my area of expertise, give them the like a particular email address to whom they can reach out about that problem. Or I used to reach out to those particular team with that concerns. Okay, there are the students like they have struggling with this issue, so how I can help them. And that's really like I feel like okay, students feel supported.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I think we could talk all day, and it's been absolutely lovely. It's been a real pleasure to speak to you, and I'm kind of sad that you won't be president for much longer because it sounds like you've already had such a big impact, and I wish you well in whatever you do next. I think it might be something more teaching based, perhaps, because that's clearly your real passion is to inspire the next generation of
Definitely.
doctors, chemists, whatever they end up doing. So no, I'm yeah, really happy
Yeah,
with that.
I'm really glad like some of my students is really doctor, engineer today, and that's fantastic. And yeah, thank you too as well, like for serving as a student's voice representative. And I know
Thank you.
that you are also going to finish your term as a student voice representative, also as a student
Very
with the
soon.
BPP. So wish you the
Yeah,
best
very
for your
soon,
future
very
as well.
soon. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's very kind. Subject to successful exam results, I'll hasten to add, because it's yeah. I'm hoping that the next couple of months brings good news, but I still have a bit of work to do before I can kind of
You will.
put my feet up and relax. But yeah, no, thank you. So I'll finish by saying it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from President Jaimin Darji.
Thank you so much for this warm invitation, and yeah, goodbye. See you soon.
Stay tuned, be sure to subscribe, and let's ensure every voice at BPP University is heard. Thanks for joining us on Speak Up. We'll catch you on the next one.